NASA TechFlights provides an opportunity to test your space technology in a relevant environment. In this video, you'll learn about the basics of NASA TechFlights, who and what technologies are eligible for funding, how much funding is provided and what it can be used for, and a little bit about the proposal process. Let's start with the basics. NASA TechFlights is a recurring call for proposals. The awards provide funding for researchers outside of NASA to purchase flights from commercial flight providers for testing technologies for space applications on suborbital vehicles or orbital platforms that can host payloads. Topics for TechFlights are designed to support the agency's strategy and address critical technology needs. You can learn more about specific gaps to be addressed at techport.nasa.gov/framework. Although the exact list of topics changes each year, TechFlights has supported a wide variety of technology areas and researchers from many different disciplines. If TechFlights is not open now, you can review prior year's solicitations to see past topics. Now let's consider who and what technologies are eligible for NASA TechFlights. TechFlights is open to U.S.-based researchers from industry, not-for-profit research organizations, academia, and private research institutes. If you are outside the United States, you may be eligible to collaborate with a U.S.-based principal investigator. Check the solicitation for specific eligibility details. NASA employees and NASA badged contractors cannot be the PI, but they can participate as co-investigators or collaborators. Again, check the solicitation for specific eligibility details or contact Flight Opportunities to learn more about flight testing options for NASA researchers. A technology readiness level of 4 is expected, and you must have demonstrated the proof of concept. Basic research is not a good fit for TechFlights. Next, let's talk about the funding. The exact funding amount varies each year and will be specified in the solicitation. Past awards have been up to $750,000. You are not required to bring any funding to the table, although cost sharing is allowed. You can use the funds to purchase commercial flight tests from a qualified provider. The Flight Opportunities program has contracts with several providers, although TechFlights researchers are not restricted to the current vendors or those that have previously supported TechFlights researchers. However, your flight provider must meet the requirements of the solicitation. The TechFlights solicitation historically has included several vehicle types for the flight tests, including aircraft that fly parabolic profiles, high-altitude balloons, suborbital launch vehicles, vertical takeoff, vertical landing vehicles, and orbital platforms that can host payloads. You can view more information about commercial providers that have supported TechFlights researchers on the Flight Opportunities website. In addition to paying for the flight, funds can be used to help you prepare your technology to be a flight testing payload. You can pay for flight hardware buildup and tests to ensure your technology is ready for flight. Funds can cover the labor costs of personnel associated with this work, as well as travel to the test site. In addition, TechFlights wants to inspire the next generation of scientists and engineers, so a portion of the funding can be used to cover educational activities for payloads that have direct involvement of K-12 students or educators from public or nonprofit schools. The educational funds can also cover activities involving undergraduate students. Now let's look briefly at the TechFlights proposal process. First, there's a mandatory preliminary proposal. Then, some of the proposers are invited to submit a full proposal. The requirements for the preliminary proposal are lower to make it easier for you to submit your idea. And if you have more than one idea, you can submit more than one MPP. TechFlights proposals are evaluated using a dual anonymous peer review. This means that you won't know the identity of the reviewers, and the reviewers won't know who you are until after the proposal's technical merit has been evaluated. The goal of this approach is to ensure reviewers focus on the technical merit of each preliminary and full proposal without being affected by unconscious biases. We know you might have additional questions about TechFlights and the proposal process. There are many resources available, including as part of the Community of Practice webinar series. We encourage you to explore the Flight Opportunities website to learn more. In the meantime, you are strongly encouraged to plan ahead. First, ensure your organization is registered entity on SAM, the U.S. government's System for Award Management. Next, register on Inspires. Go to the Flight Opportunities website and subscribe to the newsletter to receive solicitation announcements. And if the solicitation hasn't opened yet, Flight Opportunities team members can talk with you about your ideas and answer your questions. Most importantly, start thinking now about how your space technology might benefit from flight testing. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you responding to the next NASA TechFlights solicitation.